Welcome to Walker Talk, presented by Barely Sober News. This week on The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 9, called Rock in the Road. I'm George Pecoraro, and with me is Christopher Jokas.
What's going on, George?
Welcome back, Walking Dead fans.
That's right. Not only is this the return of The Walking Dead, but it also happens to be our 1-year anniversary.
Yay! 1 year. Barely Sober News and Reviews was created 1 year ago in a drunk stupor.
That's right. I'm very sober tonight, though.
It is a school night.
That's true.
So, Chris, what did you think of the episode today?
I actually liked this episode a lot. I thought it didn't suffer from a lot of the same problems that The Walking Dead usually does. It had some clunky dialogue. I don't know if I want to really give it a rating. I don't really know where I stand on the ratings.
I think we kind of abandoned the rating.
I kind of forgot what I've been rating things anyway to compare it to. So, but I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good start.
It was nice to see movement, like how
Absolutely.
And different character change.
This movie was.
I mean, granted.
I'm sorry. This episode was paced really well, I thought.
Right. Granted, it was following pretty much Rick the whole time, but Rick is the main character. You complained about this last season, how this guy Rick is the main character, and yet he's never in any episode. Today he was in the whole episode, and he was moving around. You saw a lot of scene changes.
This is exactly how I think the show should always be. It should follow Rick. It should have all of the characters in it, because this episode had all of the characters. We even saw Carol. We saw Morgan. We got
right.
Negan over the walkie-talkie. We didn't really see him, but we saw everyone in this episode. And it was just refreshing. It was just felt good.
It was put together and it was nice. You're right. It was very refreshing. It wasn't like, all right, like whose episode is this dedicated to? Like,
yeah.
It was a whole thing. And
whose bullshit little storyline are they focusing on this week?
Yeah, right. So, I mean, and some things I guess you could say happened, like the cool way they found the bombs set up to stop those walkers.
The whole bomb scene and everything that happened afterwards with Michonne and Rick driving the two cars with the wire in between them, slashing up the zombies. That whole action set piece was one of the few times in a while that I actually felt really into what I was watching on The Walking Dead. A lot of the times I'm kind of just oh, whatever, a zombie is coming, oh, it grabbed its leg, or they're wrestling on the ground, who cares? I know it's going to be fine. But that was actually, I was shit, this is cool. They're trying to undo these bombs, there's walkers on the way, not to mention the saviors might be coming. There's so much going on in that scene. I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool how I wasn't expecting them to do that actually at all. And when they saw them driving, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool the way they were doing that.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I was kind of sad that they didn't do the whole horde of zombies.
Well, I think if you notice, I think on Rick's side, it was starting to get bunched up a little more, so he couldn't continue driving. I think that's why they had to stop.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, that's probably the most romantic thing Rick and Michonne ever did together. That was pretty awesome.
Man, when they were going at the car, they were so happy and relieved afterwards and everything. So it was nice.
I thought this episode also had a lot of a good use of music. I mean, a lot of times I feel like The Walking Dead is it doesn't really focus on the music too much. And there was another YouTube video by Mr. Sunday Movies that actually I think it just came out this morning, and he mentioned that in every episode of The Walking Dead, all you do is hear cicadas in the background, and it gets really annoying. And I was yeah, that's true.
That is very true.
I felt this episode they had a soundtrack to it. Every scene had a different song. It's just something I noticed, and I thought it worked really well. And it was it kept me more invested than usual.
Right. And it's and one thing that I was kind of upset about in the episode, which has to do with the storyline, is I was upset King Ezekiel is giving so much pushback on joining Rick and his group.
Yeah, I will say that's a negative too.
I mean, to think that everybody was going to say yes automatically, I guess it was stupid of me to think.
But now it's going to be one of those things where they can drag it out all season. Because I was getting a little excited. I was oh shit, this episode's getting right to it. go to the hilltop, they're getting people together. They're going to the kingdom, getting people together. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, not exactly. Like, this might be like a several episode pitch by...
Right. I mean, maybe he needs. I mean, they were doing some people where other people were talking to King Ezekiel, and they were working him over a little bit, and he still, didn't give in. But it's eventually you're assuming that he comes around. It's just I kind of always just thought everyone was just gonna say yes and get right into it. But I guess something major has to happen.
Yeah.
Where King Ezekiel will come around and be like, yes, I am joining you guys on your fight against Negan and the Saviors.
And I love that, like, these different communities now, they set them up last season, and even though I might not agree with how they set it up with just a little bit too much back and forth, but now it feels like we kind of know these different civilizations, and they're also different from each other, which is, like, it's interesting to bounce around. Like, the Hilltop's so much different than the Kingdom, and the Kingdom's so much different than Alexandria, and then, of course, like, where Negan is. And then you missed the end of the episode, right? But I missed. This is funny because you missed the end of this episode, and I missed the episode that Tara actually met these people. So I can't even say for sure.
So in the end, real quick, the end of the episode, they got surrounded by a group of people, and we just don't know who they are.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that it was the people that Tara ran into, but I just can't confirm it because I never saw that episode, and you can't confirm it because you didn't see the end of this episode.
Right. Well, I wanted to watch Metallica and Lady Gaga on the Grammys. So I figure I'm like that. Like Walking Dead, I can always rewatch or whatever. I wanted to watch Metallica
you'll
live.
Have to rewatch and fill me in. But I'm assuming it's that group that Tara ran into.
Right, the girls from Theroschema.
And it's pretty funny. They surround them all with like guns and all sorts of weapons, and everyone's like freaking out. And then Rick Grimes just like looks around and smiles because I'm sure in his mind he's thinking, "Yeah, we could use these people. Like this is the sort of
like I'm gonna talk these." He's not thinking. He's not. It's not a smile like I know these people. It's a smile as I can use these. people.
Yeah, it's like I can use these. He's like, yeah, this is what we're fucking looking for. Like this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, like they trap me. I could talk these people into because I guess if it is the women in that one group and I can't remember their town or whatever. But if it is the women, they obviously don't want to be around Negan either. They would probably help. Maybe they heard, and they're going to help and fight.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely. This whole half season, or at least the beginning of this half season, is all about getting people together to go against Negan.
Is who's with Rick that gets captured? Is Tara with him?
Yeah, Tara's there. It's pretty much everyone. I mean, it's just everyone except for Jesus and Sasha, who they sent back to the hilltop.
Right. Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't know. They go back to Alexandria, and then the whole thing with Negan's people coming happens, and then a bunch of them head back out to try to find where Gabriel is. So I know it's like a big portion of the group. Tara is definitely there, though.
Right. So, I mean, this episode, I guess, just set up, pretty good this season. Hopefully they keep it going this way and they don't drag out or have solo episodes.
Yeah, because, man,
at least me and you
it helps so much to have the whole cast together and to have them all working. Like, what made some of these scenes so much fun, especially, like, the bomb scene, was, like, everyone working together and, like, it's just good to see that. Like, I'm just so sick of the single episodes.
They were just banging out on all cylinders, taking orders, working together. No one was yelling or like they were just working and like, no, you do this, or like they were working like such a great crew together. And it was nice to see them like you're like, oh my god, like they're working so well together.
Yeah, and I mean it's 7 seasons in. So like we've seen them go through so much all together, and it's like it's just nice to see them all like supporting each other and on the same side. It sucks when they're all split up. Like they're always, and I feel like they're always all split up recently.
Right, they have been. It would be nice to see them really all together again.
Yeah,
really working towards killing Negan. Hopefully this season.
Well, that's what I wanted to get to. So they already made a good step in progress this one episode about like gathering people up together. So do you think we're actually going to see some like battling coming this season, or are you thinking they're going to kind of drag this out, maybe season finale, or you think this war is going to pop off soon?
Well, it's another 7 episodes because we already it's 8 episodes, right, for the half.
Yeah, we got 7 left.
We already had 1. They're kind of gathering the troops. I want to say the way I see it is that they can have a fight. Maybe the fight can extend into next season, but I think we're going to get screwed and we're not going to get anything really this season.
I would love to see 3 episodes of them gathering people together and 5 solid episodes of just fucking all-out war.
Right. But the thing is, you read the comics. Yeah. You read the comics, so you know what happens. You know the storyline that goes with it. I'm really left in the dark a lot. So as far as the way the trend of The Walking Dead, I see it as it's this season will be a tease for the fans. I mean, as far as the way I always see every episode or every season go, it's going to be a tease. You might see it as all they do is gather troops and then fight.
No, I totally agree. I most likely think this whole thing is going to be a tease with like some shit happening in like the last maybe 2 episodes. But I'm just saying it would be great for it to just be, and I want them to change things from the comics too. I mean, I like when they keep certain things the same, but it's either like in my mind, I think they should either like follow the comics like to the T and make it very accurate, or just fucking really just loosely do it, like, which I guess is what they do, but I don't know. I don't want them to also feel like their hands are tied by the comic books sometimes.
Right, I don't think they want to do that either, and I guess some things in the comic books they can't put on the TV screen. Right, but I mean, it seems like they really kind of go off, not really sticking to the comics too well. And I feel like, I don't know what happens in the comic books if they might make up some things on the side, even if it's not in the comics.
They always do. I mean, they're definitely closer to the comics now than in recent seasons than they ever have been before. A lot of this like extra bullshit about like Daryl getting captured, Eugene getting taken, like none of that stuff's in the comic books. It's a lot more like straightforward. But like that whole like scene with Negan killing Spencer, that was like directly lifted from and everything. So they're pretty close. I just want, this is like, they have a lot of potential right now. They have a lot of like great stuff within the show, different characters, different locations. I just hope they do a good job with like whatever they plan on doing going forward, you know? I mean,
right.
I don't think it's like spoiling anything to say that there's going to be a fight. I mean, obviously, right, they're fucking building up to it. So I just hope that it's really like they can make it really epic on TV. You know, they could do it for a few episodes. I hope it's not just like a 1 episode thing. Like they could drag that out and make it really dynamic. I mean, there's 4 communities right now. They could show like multiple battles, and I mean, it could be cool.
Right.
So, well,
I mean, hopefully this season isn't a waste. I mean, we already discussed how the first half of season 7 was pretty bad. You didn't even want to watch a lot of the episodes.
Yeah, well, I thought even going into tonight, I really was holding this episode had a lot of pressure for me, because if it was kind of a drag, I was thinking, you know, I'm just going to skip the rest and tune in for the mid-season finale. But I like this episode, so I'll be back next week.
Right. So, I mean, the beginning of season 7, episode 1 was great. The rest were crap, and episode 8 were good.
Yeah.
So that in between, hopefully we don't have a bad in between, you know, but we'll see. They don't drag it out.
It's the main problem the show has about.
Right. Let's get some entertainment. That's it.
Just starting off strong, and then they drag us along.
They hook you for the season, and then they drag you for another 6 episodes.
Please don't do that again.
Nope.
And even sometimes, like, I think it was last season that went pretty strong for like 4 episodes, and you and me were so surprised. We were like, "Oh my god, it's like 4 episodes in a row that have been good."
We were like, Walking Dead has changed. It's so good now. Everyone needs to start watching.
And then
don't watch anything else.
Then they just had like a couple episodes in a row after that. That was just like, oh.
And then we were like, nope, never mind. False alarm.
Yeah.
No good. Well, we'll see.
Oh, guess what? I have a Talking Dead on in the background right now, and they just said. It's just so funny. I always complain that they film everything on the same road in Georgia. And actually, today when I was watching this episode and they were on that highway, I was like, oh, wow, like they're actually doing something on a different road. Like, here's a highway with actual lanes in it. It's not that road in the middle of the woods. But I'm watching Talking Dead right now, and they just said that highway that they filmed it on is the same highway that they filmed season 2, like, on where Sophia was missing and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, God damn it.
They just changed everything in different angle.
Yeah.
It just, I guess they want, I don't know. It's easy for them to use it. Shut down that highway.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. So this has been Walker Talk, presented by Barely Sober News on Season 7, Episode 9, called Rock in the Road. I'm George Pecoraro, and with me, Christopher Jokis. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Barely Sober News, and please like and subscribe. Until next week, move the damn rock.
Happy anniversary.
Yay!